So, finally, for the rest of this week, the news came out recently that the PS3 is ending production in Japan. So, what we sort of decided would be best for our random topic this week, since nobody's sent in questions yet, is to go through some of our favorite games that we had experiences with on the PS3, because there were a ton of great games. We decided on this topic probably 10 minutes before recording, and I thought I had a list down. I looked up games, and we had to push back recording because I had no idea what I was going to put on this.
Yeah, I think I really love my PS3, man. My favorite game on the PS3 that I played and bought the system for was probably The Last Guardian. That was a great one. Or I also bought my PS3 for Final Fantasy versus 13, and had a great time playing that game.
Yeah.
It was a great system.
Yeah, it was great. Those are the highlights, definitely.
Highlights of the PS3 for sure.
But yeah, as far as what actually released in time,
Yeah.
I think first out of the way, I don't think either of us are going to mention this as one. We each picked somewhere between 5 to 7 games to mention, but neither of us wrote down The Last of Us just because obviously The Last of Us.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, it's incredible.
Also, I'm going to be real for a second. I liked that game when I first played it on PS3, but it wasn't until the PS4 version where it ran really well, where I really loved it.
60 frames.
Yeah, the 60 frames helped, man, because the gameplay was super stressful, right? Too,
Yeah.
where it was actually kind of uncomfortable and claustrophobic. I felt like on PS3, which is probably the point. But on PS4, I could breathe a little better with the 60 frames. I think.
Okay.
I don't know, it just felt more comfortable to me.
Yeah, I mean, Last of Us is something special.
It's a great game. Yeah.
A lot of people, because first of all, the PS3 lost last generation. Like, I love my PS3. I love everything about it, but sales-wise, it lost.
I don't know if it did. I feel like it might have. I think. All right, I think there was a kind of funny thing, right, with Adam Boyes recently, where I think he mentioned that the PS3 did end up outselling the 360.
Wow.
Where I don't know if domestically that counts, but at least globally, worldwide, that makes sense to me because there's many territories where I feel like the PS3 probably did outsell it. Like Europe, I'm sure it's always been PlayStation heavy, and Japan, no one knows where the 360 is.
Yeah, because Xbox is American.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, Japan is going to favor Sony consoles.
Right.
Other nations probably... I know, like you said, PlayStation does fare well in Europe.
Yeah.
So, as far as The Last of Us being looked at as a PS3 game, it's very interesting that a lot of people who ended up getting PS4s experienced it first on the PS4 as a PS4 game.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the first huge sort of exclusive... kind of exclusive because it was last gen, but it was like a port and the same thing, but that was one of the first big ones, on PS4.
Totally.
So, but yeah, so if we want to, how do you want to do this? You want to go back and forth, going through one at a time?
Sure. I think I'll just mention Uncharted 2 straight up right now.
That's fair.
Going on Naughty Dog. Uncharted 2 is an amazing game.
Yep.
I bought that game day one, and it kind of blew my mind. I had played the first one previous to it, and enjoyed it quite a bit. And straight up actually kind of loved it, but I couldn't really see recently how they could top it. And then Uncharted 2 came out.
And they topped it.
Yeah, they topped it. It's better in almost every sense of every way. And also, before it came out, they had this multiplayer beta for it, which I probably dumped 50 hours in it. And I didn't really think I wanted multiplayer in Uncharted. But Uncharted 2's multiplayer was some of the best fun I've had.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can add to how amazing Uncharted 2 is. I just remember when I first got my PS3, it was probably after Uncharted 2 came out, I think, because I got mine pretty late. But yeah, I remember playing the demo for Uncharted 2 a ton. That was the mission in Nepal in the streets with the tank and Chloe.
You're running away from that truck backwards.
Yep, I probably played that demo at least 30 times. It was it's so good.
It's so good.
Uncharted 2 in general, I actually replayed it for the first time in years. Last September. Amazing game. I platinumed it. I loved it. Every second of it. Fantastic. Action game.
I think it holds up really well too. Like I played it when that Legacy Collection came out, and like it was like the Legacy Collection came out like the day after I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I just spent a weekend just playing through all those games. Uncharted 2 is still the highlight of that collection.
Yeah, definitely. Uncharted 1 is kind of rough in some places.
Uncharted 1's pretty rough, yeah.
It is hard.
It's hard. It's, dare I say, it's almost kind of bad in a few places.
I mean,
and the pacing's kind of off.
If you think about the time of release and like how that game was,
right,
in its place in time,
I thought it was amazing when it came out.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, but now it's kind of tough to play through.
Yeah, I mean, the Nathan Drake collection helps.
Yeah,
it's a lot
definitely.
more. It fixes some of the issues with as far as balance goes, at least. But yeah, you still have those courtyards and rooms when like 100 guys get dumped on you.
Yeah, and that last boss fight with the QTE.
Yeah, try playing that on Crushing.
Yeah.
Awful.
Sounds bad.
Awful time.
Yeah.
Uncharted 2 though, yeah, step above.
Uncharted 2 is still the best Uncharted game. It's the best Naughty Dog game. What? What's up?
I don't know. I think 3 does some things better. I'm not saying it's a better game. I think it does some things better.
3 is interesting and does some really cool stuff. I'm not gonna argue on that. I think cohesively though, 2 is like a masterpiece. Like
it is, yes.
It comes together way better than 3 does. Like I actually like 3 quite a bit.
I do too.
Like I dare say I kind of love 3, but 2 is just like I love 3 with flaws. And 2 is just like something I love and can recommend to anyone, I feel like. Just play 2. But yeah, 3, I'm like, play 3, but like also be aware. 2 is like, yo, you gotta play this.
Yeah, 2, yeah, so I'd agree with that. I like 3 a lot, actually, when I thought it was the last Uncharted game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 is really solid. It's in no way a bad game at all. Like I don't.
It's better than 4. Haters. Sorry.
I haven't played 4 yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you gotta get on that.
I know. I feel so bad about it.
Oh, Uncharted 2 also has Chloe, who is the best character in the series.
Chloe's great.
And it's why I'm so excited for that Lost Legacy thing. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. So, first off, I wanted to give a shout out. Burnout Paradise. You reminded me about this one.
That game's amazing.
I love that game. So good.
So good.
Very good racing game. Very good controls. Yeah. Very good driving. Very good DLC. Very good
announcer. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good crashes.
Yeah. Oh man, those crashes.
Burnout Paradise is a fantastic game.
Incredibly satisfying. Yeah. Also, custom soundtrack support.
Yeah.
Which felt awesome.
That was so good.
Yeah. Everyone. It's also out on PC and 360, so this is kind of a little bit cheating, but that's where we played it at least.
I mean, I have third-party games on the rest of my list too, so like,
yeah, that's fair.
I only had a 360 for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And I dumped it for a PS3 because I was like, I don't need this.
I bought my 360 for like Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah.
That's a great game, but not for the segment, I guess.
Yeah, Burnout Paradise is great. I like it better than GT. I'll say that.
Gran Turismo?
Yep.
Way different games, but yeah, I'm with it. I'm with you.
Yeah, that was a quick little shout out though. What's your next one?
Next game, Wipeout HD. Going back on this racing thing.
Wipeout is great.
Wipeout is so good, man. It's just so fast. The soundtrack is so good. And the day that Sony shut down Studio Liverpool, I cried for hours. Like, those games are so good.
It's a really good looking game too.
Oh yeah, 1080p 60 frames on a PS3. You rarely hear that with a PS4.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm super excited that they're bringing out that remaster of those games.
Is it all 3 of them or is it just the first one?
It's Wipeout HD, Fury, and the Vita game.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what you want, I think.
Yeah, that's good. I think I had 2048.
Yeah, that was the Vita one.
Yeah, I had. Was that on PS3 also?
No, just Vita. You probably had HD and Fury with PS Plus, maybe?
I might have had HD. I don't remember.
HD is the game, Fury was the expansion pack, and 2048 is Vita.
Okay, well, I know I had one of them, so it was probably HD, but I remember loving it. I just hopped in there for races when I was bored. It's very fun.
It's super challenging too. Like,
Yeah, like mastering the controls in that game and like
yeah.
managing the stress of how fast you're going and how
Once
fast
you get
everyone
it
else is
though,
going.
it's like it's the best feeling in the world. Like managing when you want to barrel roll to save energy on the ship, or like use the convert your weapon into more energy, or like firing the weapon. It's a lot of balancing, and it's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's very good.
Perfect game.
Um, I'm just gonna mention this one since we already gushed about it before. Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Played it on PS3. It's a PS3 game in my head. I love it. Great
Important game.
Very important game. Important for BioWare too in general.
Yeah.
That sort of shaped how they restarted with Dragon Age. The reception
Totally.
of that and just how they decided to go forward with everything. But Mass Effect 2 is definitely one of my favorites. But
Yeah.
since that was sort of a quick one, I'll just sneak in Ratchet and Clank Crack in Time.
Another great game.
A very good game.
I
Best
remember that
Ratchet
game came out like a month, like, no, maybe like 2 weeks after Uncharted 2 did.
Yeah, it was soon.
It
Right?
was an amazing month.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank is the best Ratchet game on, or Crack in Time is the best Ratchet game on PS3.
I would straight up say it's the best Ratchet game. Like,
I don't know. I really like the remake.
the remake's really good, but also like the humor in Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time is way better. Like the writing, I think.
Yeah, the humor in Ratchet and Clank has gone downhill.
I think so personally, but like yeah,
It's never broken the ceiling that was made in the original PS2 games, I don't think.
probably.
Because I remember loving the humor in at least Up Your Arsenal.
Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was hilarious. Such a good
Yeah.
game, but I feel like they toned it down a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think once they got rid of like the innuendos in the titles, that's when I lost it. So
Yeah, I mean,
really, just the last one, I guess.
yeah,
I didn't play Full Frontal Assault
You
or
didn't need to.
yeah, it was a
Crack
tower
in
defense
Time.
thing, right?
Yes, yeah, it was like a multiplayer focused thing.
Yeah.
Crack in Time though was it was basically, you know how probably since Tools of Destruction people are like, it's like you're playing a Pixar game.
Yeah.
It was playing a Pixar movie. This was the closest you could ever get to that until the new one came out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd
Great
actually still say
experience.
that. I feel like that future trilogy is closer to Pixar than the new one is. Where the new one feels like, despite like visually, I know what you mean, but like the humor and stuff feels very more kid targeted in the
Yeah.
new one. Where like the first Tools of Destruction, the Quest for Booty to Crack in Time felt like a perfect like balance of all that.
Yeah.
Also, I was way younger at the time though, so maybe those games weren't funny at all. But
I just remember the Crack in Time being very serious and upsetting because, like, I think Clank almost died.
yeah, and also those Clank segments where you're with that space janitor.
Yeah.
And like the story of like Ratchet trying to find out where the other people of his race are, man.
Oh my god. You know, it was like heartbreaking because the only other guy who was in his race turned out to be a dick.
Something like that, yeah.
Right?
Like,
He was like trying to kill Clank or something. That's what happened.
I can't remember. It was something. I think he was like kind of like that kind of guy, but also like Ratchet may have reasons with his intentions though.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like it was a really well written villain. I remember.
Yeah.
Or
I just
something.
remember that game being very sad.
Yeah, it was a great time.
But yeah. What's your next one?
My next one. Let me shout out right now. Pixel Junk Monsters.
Hey, yeah.
Have you seen this? That game?
Yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
man, that game is like I love those pixel junk games, but Monsters is like my favorite co-op game. I think, like playing that with my brother, just like doing the tower defense stuff around is like so much fun. It looks pleasant, great soundtrack. It's got like such a good and charming vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
I have that game on like several more platforms. It's great, man. I don't know, those pixel junk games, super super cool.
Yeah, they're very good.
Oh wait, you know what? That was a quick one too. So let me mention Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, yes.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is great. I know it gets
Yeah.
hate, but everyone's an idiot because that game's great.
See, what my thing with Metal Gear was leading up to 5, I had only played 1 and Portable Ops.
Yeah.
So I got the collection, which was 2, 3, and Peace Walker,
Yeah.
on my brother's 360 because I didn't have the PS3 anymore.
Right.
So I played through those, loved every second of it, and then it was probably maybe 2 weeks before 5 came out. And I was like, okay, I have no way to play 4. So I just watched the entire, like, 13-hour story
Yeah.
of 3. I mean, of 4. Great story.
Dude, yeah, it's like maybe it's not even like great story, but it's like the most story. Like
I'd say it's great story as far as being a fan of Metal Gear goes.
totally, it's like it's very satisfying, right? It ties up all the loose ends or tries to at least.
Yeah.
Even in like ways that maybe you didn't want them to be tied, but like it is such a weird thing. It feels so complete in a piece. Yeah, playing through that game, I took like a week. It was like my summer vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I just like sat down, played Act 1, then went to bed, sat down the next day, played Act 2, went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So every day just playing more and more of this game. Just a great experience. And Kojima was just like, hey, you guys want more of the story? I just wrote so much more of it. Some of it's crap, but here it is. And it was great. It's like, it's the Metal Gear Solid 2 sequel we wanted.
Yeah, Vamp was
Where it
back.
goes
That
way
was
crazier.
sick.
Yeah.
They brought Vamp back.
Raiden got nuts.
Yeah.
And
Multiple
like,
ways.
look, I think Metal Gear Solid 2 is still like the peak of that series. But 4, like, while I love 3, 4 going back, like that was kind of like a diversion for me, 3, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're getting away from the story.
3 is interesting because I like how 3 played,
Yeah.
and the story, I didn't, like, I liked it. I liked the story. I liked playing as Big Boss. That was fun. But, I don't know, something about where they went with 2, and, like, just knowing that and knowing it wasn't going to get answered until 4, when I
Yeah.
was playing through them, it was kind of like, I kind of wanted to just burn through 3 so I could figure out what happened.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, 3 was like, I think another, we mentioned this earlier, but Kojima taking all that stuff to heart about, like, people not liking Metal Gear Solid 2. Because that game got a lot of hate when it came out for not playing as Snake.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I'll get put Snake back in here and we'll get a cool story that's like very more Metal Gear Solid 1 like in terms of less story kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
He
yeah,
put Snake
no.
in, but he didn't put Snake in.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I love 1 though. 1 is might be, I don't know if 1's my favorite, but
It's 2.
I like
2 is
1
your
a lot.
favorite. Yeah, no, 1's great. 1 is great, but also that game hasn't aged too well.
I want to check out the Twin Snakes one. That was a remake, right?
Yeah, it's a remake of 1 on the 2 engine. Plays much better. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But the problem with that though is that the cutscenes are kind of like way more anime-ish.
yeah.
And the voice acting is a bit more anime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what that game was always intended to be. But, like, I don't know, it's a bit less cool.
I mean, it's mechs,
Yeah,
but yeah, 4 is a great game.
4 is so cool.
I mean, I never really played it. I experienced it, but 4, I liked what I saw.
I think 4 probably made me appreciate, like, film in a weird way.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
I started getting way more into movies after I played 4, where I was like, I need to see everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess in line with the whole military thing, you mentioned co-op. I have Black Ops 1.
Yeah. Black
That is
Ops
my
1 is a great game.
That is my favorite Call of Duty game
Yeah, man.
of all time.
I'd be with that.
So much is good in that. The gunplay, great.
Yeah.
Gun variety, fine. Maps, Nuketown.
Yeah. I think that multiplayer was like the fastest paced Call of Duty ever got.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was just like straight up like nuts.
Very arcadey.
Yeah, totally. A gun game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a great
And
mode.
then, and obviously, zombies. That is the most purest form of zombies.
I actually really enjoyed that campaign in that game too.
The campaign
we
is
get-
really good. Gary
that's-
Oldman was in it.
Right, Reznov, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Back to Metal Gear Solid 2. Black Ops is Metal Gear Solid 2. Right, in so many ways. The whole Reznov thing is so good. What are the numbers being Mason? It's such a weird game. It's why it made Black Ops 3 so disappointing as a path that Treyarch went down.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like they got rid of all that super hardcore story stuff, but
Yeah. And I mean, like, even setting-wise, I, like everybody on the internet, I guess, I prefer the older, like, Cold War type story as opposed to Black Ops 3 in the not-too-distant future.
yeah,
The first time they showed Black Ops 3, it looked like Destiny.
totally. I don't know if I again, if you're a Mass Effect fan, you should play the Infinite Warfare campaign.
I'll check it out at some point.
Because, like, it's, like, really cheap these days. I know the multiplayer in that game sucks, but that campaign is pretty great, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I might hold out until this year's COD, especially if it is supposed to be the Vietnam thing.
Yeah, and plus it's being made by,
Sledgehammer?
yeah, Sledgehammer. And Advanced Warfare was the best Call of Duty since Black Ops 1, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
If they're doing a Vietnam Call of Duty game, I'll wait for that. I can deal with waiting for a new shooter. But yeah, Call of Duty in the 70s works very well. 60s, 70s,
Yeah,
80s, that whole time period is great for Call of Duty.
I'm with it.
What's your next one?
Next one. I didn't even think about this one. I need to check the messages. Do you have a quick one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I only have two more.
Okay.
Honestly, this would probably be on yours too. Red Dead Redemption.
Dude, yeah, Red Dead's great. That's the best Rockstar game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Red Dead is so good.
What a game.
Yeah, Red Dead's amazing.
So good.
It's one of the best.
I don't think there's anything I don't like about Red Dead. I can't think of anything.
Well, I didn't like the start of Red Dead.
Okay.
I think it took me like an hour to get into it or two. Like, there's like a horse race in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
With that woman on the ranch.
Yeah, because you get shot and you're like the whole tutorial is you on the farm basically.
Yeah, that stuff made me bummed, and I kind of shelved the game for like a year before I got back to it.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but when I got back to it though, yeah, it's amazing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Red Dead, undoubtedly in my top 5 of all time.
Yeah, probably somewhere up there with mine too. It's there's like two rock stars, man. Like the writing that they do for GTA, doing that stupid like actually kind of not funny stuff.
Yep.
And Red Dead was just like depressed rock star. That's what I want.
Yeah, Red Dead is amazing. It's like the story in Red Dead is better than half of the westerns I've actually seen, and I love westerns. Like just that whole vibe, that environment, everything about that. I will check it out if it's that. And oh my god, Red Dead delivered on every single thing I could have wanted.
Yeah, it's so smart. I didn't even like westerns before Red Dead, honestly. Like I've always been kind of put off by that vibe. Mm-hmm. But Red Dead kind of made me appreciate westerns in a way.
Oh, before I even forget about this.
Yeah.
One, the multiplayer in Red Dead. Fantastic.
That was super interesting, yeah.
That was like a precursor to the GTA Online.
Right.
And I just remember going on top of, I forget which town it was. It was the town near the ranch. Going on top of the saloon and just like sniping like other players online. And then I was playing with our friend Gabe once, and I was just going after this kid because he kept like blowing our stuff up. Mm-hmm. And then he quit the lobby, and then he sent me a message like on PlayStation. He's like, "Dude, stop." I was one of those guys for like at least a week in that game, but
that's super funny.
Oh, Undead Nightmare too.
Yeah, dude, I haven't even played that, but I heard it's super good.
What a great expansion! Oh my god,
that was such a cool DLC piece to put out.
Yeah.
Like 6 months after the game, here's a nice, good, solid 6 to 8 hour campaign for like what, $20?
Yeah, and it's a zombie western.
Yeah, as someone who doesn't even
cool.
like zombies, like it seemed pretty cool the way they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a good game.
That game should be on PS4.
Yeah, it should be. It's on PS Now though.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it is on PS4 and PC because you can just get PS Now and do it.
Yeah. The only reason I have my Xbox One still hooked up here is because I have Red Dead on PC.
Yeah.
And that's great.
I shouldn't have brought this up because now I just want Red Dead 2. Dude,
that's out this year?
Yeah, my expectations for Red Dead 2 are through the damn roof.
I don't know. Like I'm very excited for that game, but there's some stuff I really didn't like about GTA 5. Mm-hmm. Where I'm kind of skeptical about it, and also I'm not too sure if I like the direction with the story. If it's true that you're gonna play as a younger John Marston.
See, I'm okay with that because just what we know about John Marston from Red Dead, as far as his past goes, I am very interested to check that out and play through that whole thing of his gang and just going around being terrible people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that it could add a lot, not only to just his whole arc in one, but I don't know. Like the
I also
improvements.
just think like the whole Arkham One though works like the whole idea of the him before the Arkham One was that he was just being a crummy Western dude being a crummy guy.
Hmm.
Where I don't know if that'd be fun to play as. Like that seems like
Well,
it'd go more into GTA stuff, but unless there's some kind of redeeming arc for him in this game too.
maybe they pull Metal Gear Solid 2 and John Marston's in your gang, but you don't play as him, so you can just see another aspect of him.
That'd be cool. I'd be way into that. I
Yeah,
hope they don't do the try protagonist thing.
yeah. Maybe he plays Bill.
Yeah, I think that was the rumor.
I'd be okay with that if you're Bill and it's a prequel and John is there and you get to just see him as far because I think you made a good point of playing as John Marston and sort of just going through what his sort of generic background was.
Yeah.
It could hit or miss. So I think pulling like I said, a Metal Gear Solid 2 and just seeing a different aspect of him from that perspective could be very interesting.
Yeah, I just again just with GTA 5 and how they got into that whole triple protagonist thing, it just
Yeah,
feels like they didn't balance it out that well. Like I think
yeah,
GTA 5 would honestly be a better game without Trevor. Call me crazy,
no,
but
yeah. I
playing
mean,
as him, just the writing around him, like
it's
sure it's kind of funny maybe. I
the
don't
thing is,
really.
I felt like I didn't like being pulled out of the Michael and Franklin story to go do something as Trevor in like Northern California.
Yeah, he's a very unlikable character, you know.
It's not even that. It was just like so much of the game. I think the first like 5 hours, Trevor's not in it,
Yeah,
and it's all Michael and Franklin.
right.
And I was sold on that story, and then Trevor got brought in, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll do this stuff in the trailer park.
And the way that game ends with that choice between the two, not gonna say it, or you probably know it, but what?
Yeah,
Who cares? But yeah, it's
I
yeah,
mean, as it stands though, Red Dead and GTA are very different games.
yeah. I think so. I think
They
the
pl-
writing in GTA feels very different. It's the
yes,
writing I don't want from Rockstar.
they play similarly. I think Red Dead plays better than GTA in general as a series.
I like the horse.
Yeah, the controls of movement, even like the horse and buggy,
Yeah.
controls way better than a car in GTA, in my opinion.
I do like the cars in GTA though. I think they're very good driving games. But
5 was better, but with my experience of Red Dead, I was comparing it to GTA 4.
right, yeah.
GTA 4's driving was awful,
It
but
okay. I would actually defend GTA 4's driving. It's weird, and it's not the ones before it. But I was kind. You mentioned before that you were more of a burnout guy than Gran Turismo.
hmm
It's more. I get what they were going for in GTA 4.
hmm
I don't know. I thought it was kind of neat,
yeah. So
but I get it. I get it.
I mean, I hope we see more Red Dead soon, so we get a better idea.
Yeah, I
But
think it'll be delayed to next year.
I hope not, because no, actually, where did I read this? Oh no, never mind. I was thinking of something else about Scorpio, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, Red Dead. It's a great game. The ending made me cry. Like just
Were you spoiled on it?
No,
I was spoiled on
actually,
it.
I don't remember because I think my brother beat it before me,
Yeah.
but I don't think he told me.
Hmm.
But I had an idea of how it ended, like with the whole. I'm not gonna say it, but like the military coming. I knew
Yeah.
that happened. I didn't know the end.
It's a great ending.
It
It's a
is,
much
yeah.
better ending than the GTA 5 one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good game. But
Should we talk about Journey?
yeah, go all out on Journey. You played it on PS3. I played it on PS4.
Journey's great. It's too good. It's that game company is they put out Flower right before it
I
and
love
Flow.
Flower.
Yeah, Flower is great too. Like no lie, but felt kind of more unfocused. And that's kind of part of the appeal of Flower too I think.
Hmm.
But with Journey it was like that was an experience, man. The way they got co-op in that and the way you felt about the online buddy you never met,
Hmm.
it's an amazing experience seeing like when that guy disappears and falls into the sand and you don't know where he went and then you just wait for him. It's I don't know, man. Playing through Journey was just some kind of a crazy experience. Like I didn't even know that those people were real until after I finished it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it was when you see in the credits that you play with like triple X Time Hunter 420. and that was your favorite friend during the stuff they did with that like MMO stuff. So good. Also, that game is beautiful, and the soundtrack. It's great, man.
Yeah. Did you play Abzu?
Yeah, I did.
How do you think that? I mean, it's obviously not near the level, but did you like it?
I like Abzu. I think that game feels like Journey. But like also the thing about Journey is that like it's kind of the thing you play once and then you don't really make a clone of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's cool. I liked Abzu a lot, but like I'm not gonna have that same experience with it that I had with Journey.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I only have one more.
Sure. I can't really remember anymore, to be honest. Oh, can I mention Mortal Kombat 9 quickly? Actually,
Yeah, sure.
Mortal Kombat 9 is great. It made me love fighting games.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, I played 9 a lot at our friend Frankie and Mike's. I remember we used to go over there and play Mortal Kombat 9. Great game.
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good.
But yeah, last thing. My first PS3 game was Infamous.
Yeah.
I loved it. Infamous 2 blew my damn mind.
Did you play it with the Move controllers?
No.
Okay.
But Infamous 2 basically improved on everything that I had a problem with in 1. They changed the voice actor for Cole. I wasn't a huge fan of that, but
yeah.
he was more expressive, I guess, than the first like gravelly thing. But
right. Oh, and what was that guy's name? Zach or something? Zeke. Yeah. God, him.
Yeah.
He was better in 2, I think. Right?
Yes, he was. But yeah, Infamous. Oh my god. Okay, I'll start quickly with Infamous 1.
Yeah.
Infamous is there is no game more made for me. I loved everything about just what I saw in Infamous 1. Cole, great character. Being in Empire City, I think is what it was called.
Right.
The first one. It felt lived in. It didn't feel populated as fully as it could have been because, again, it was an early PS3 game.
Right.
But it felt like it was a world, you know, and like exploring it, finding the dead drops, I think they were called.
Mm-hmm.
Learning about Moira and Kessler, that whole twist.
Yeah.
Being given the freedom to sort of make your own choices. Having the meter, you got by the end of the game, if you were a huge ass, you had the red lightning, and if you were good, you had like the golden lightning.
Right.
Such a good game, but 2 is way better in a lot of regards.
It plays much better, I thought.
It does.
Like, it just feels so good, yeah.
The movement is much more fluid. The parkour is great. The amp, the weapon you have in 2, big fan of that.
I like the setting difference, too. Like, wasn't it set in, like, Louisiana or something, too?
Yeah, it was New Marais.
Right.
That was the whole, it was basically New Orleans, but the extra characters they added, too, I liked that a lot. The other... Oh, I'm blanking on the name. The other people powers, I guess. Conduits.
Right.
The other conduits, I'm blanking on their names, but there was the ice one and the fire one.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, if you were evil, you ended up getting the fire powers, and if you were good, you ended up getting the ice powers as the game progressed. Really cool mechanic to add to it, on top of the electricity. And the whole game, similar to Mass Effect 2, I guess, you were basically just preparing yourself for this big climax.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of 2, there was the whole thing with the Beast, and you had to go to New Marais, train up, so you could... I won't spoil it, because if you haven't played it, play it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to mention something that's a spoiler anyway. So yeah, the Beast is on his way.
Yeah.
And you got to, like, train up and sort of dictate where the story goes in that. But, yeah, 2, all around, I loved 2. Again, that was another demo I played a lot when I first got my PS3.
Mm-hmm.
The expansion, they had a...
Oh, Festival of Blood?
Yeah, that was a great one, too.
A vampire thing, right?
Yeah, the whole setting. You got vampire bat powers. You could fly around the city. Fought vampires. Sucked blood.
Yeah. I forgot how crazy the story got in those first 2 Infamous games.
Yeah.
Because, like, I never played Infamous 2.
Mm-hmm.
I really probably should, now that you're talking about it.
Yeah, it's great game.
I played Second Son, right?
I didn't play Second Son 6.
Second Son isn't as complicated of a story, sadly.
Yep.
So, I don't know, just hearing all that stuff about Infamous 1 and 2, like it had like time travel stuff in it, right?
Oh, yeah, one had time travel.
What? Yeah,
It's
1 had time travel, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and the 2 was just like I got like neon powers and stuff. Sorry, not 2. Second Son.
Yeah. So did you like one?
I fell off of it at some point. I enjoyed what I played of it, but like I fell off like at like maybe 10, 12 hours in.
Then you'll probably like two a lot because it fixed a lot of issues.
Yeah, I think it had the first one had like some pacing issues or something for me. Or like Cole was kind of unlikable or something. I can't remember.
He's better in two.
Cool.
He's
Yeah,
more fleshed out.
and Zeke sucked.
Yeah, well, again, the talking about the ending of two,
Yeah.
one that might be my only complaint with two. I love two so much. It's probably one of my favorite games I've played on a PlayStation system.
Yeah.
So the ending of two, you have like your two options. You can do the good ending and the bad ending. Both kind of suck
Yeah.
because, well, I mean, as far as I'm aware, the canon ending is the good ending of like as far as the series goes.
Right.
Which, do you mind if I spoil that?
Go for it.
Cole dies in the good ending,
Okay.
which sucks
Yeah.
because would have loved Infamous 3 to be about Cole and not have whatever Second Son is, if it's a spin-off or the actual sequel, I don't know.
I like Delzin Moreau. I know people like to crap on him because of the stupid beanie, but I thought he looked fine.
See, I didn't have a problem with how his character looked. It's just, it's not Cole.
Yeah, I get you.
Especially after 2, and like, I loved Cole in 1, and then I loved Cole even more in 2.
Yeah.
So that's why the ending sucked so much, because it was
Sure.
either, okay, Cole dies, like, dead,
Mhm.
or the bad ending was you killed Zeke, and you either turned into the beast, or you had to fight the beast, or you had to kill all the other conduits in the world. I forget what it was, but, yeah, 2, the only issue I had with 2 was the ending, because either way, it meant either Infamous 3 is going to be about an evil Cole, or Infamous 3 is not going to have Cole.
Yeah.
And then we got the next Infamous game.
I always felt like, well, maybe this is a problem I had with Second Son, but like the good path and the evil path, like the good path was fine, but the evil path was like so like cartoony in how evil Delzin was being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you do that, man? Like, it just was really unlikable. But I guess maybe that's the appeal. But like, I just couldn't ever find a reason to check out the evil path.
You know what I did like though?
What?
I played First Light.
Right.
Big fan of that.
I never finished it. I should probably get back to that at some point.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was different. I think it was because it was a shorter experience. I was okay with it not being Cole. Plus, this was a while after it came out because I played it when it was free on Plus.
Right.
And I liked Fetch, I think was her name.
Yeah, Fetch is great. Yeah, Laura Bailey voices her, I think.
Yeah, she did a very good job.
Yeah.
With, like, just that character in general. Enjoyed that. It was a good substitute for Cole since there wasn't a main Cole game. But we're probably going to know what Sucker Punch's next game is by the end of this year.
Hopefully.
As much as I want it to be an actual Infamous 3 about Cole, it's not going to be.
I also would like them to move away from Infamous at this point.
Yeah.
But, like, I think they made Sly Cooper, remember?
Yeah.
Then they got the chance to make this, which is super weird.
Yeah.
It was cool. Also, I'm going to mention, because I kind of forgot this, but I played through a PS3 game, like, last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yakuza 4.
Yeah.
That game's great.
Yeah, Yakuza games I've been interested in.
Yeah, dude, I played Zero, like, back in January when that came out. That was my first Yakuza game. And, like, it was either playing, like, trying to go find a PS2 copy of 1 so I can continue that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really want to go play a PS2 game. So then people on the internet said 4 is a good starting place for Yakuza anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So and I had a copy of it via PlayStation Plus like a year ago or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I played through that and it's so good. Like it's a story about like some police corruption stuff and some evil mobs, and you play as like 4 protagonists, and it all mixes and meshes really well. I love those games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I need to play 5. I'm playing through 5 right now, but then I got sidetracked with like Horizon and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I've been supposed to be working on the Ghost Recon review, and it's getting
Pokemon.
there. But yeah, I jumped back into Pokemon Sun.
It's too good.
It's a great game.
It's too good.
Very good. But
Yeah, I hope the PS3 ending production. I wonder when it's going to end in America. But I love that console.
PS3 is a great console, very underrated.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite consoles of all time, man. Like, even playing, I didn't really play too much on the PS2, but getting all those remasters for those games too, was awesome.
Jack and Daxter being remastered for the PS3 was a huge deal for me.
Yeah. I remember playing I think that's where I played Shadow of the Colossus and Eco.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite games now of all time.
Yeah, so PS3 was really solid. In some ways, I like it more than the PS4.
I loved how weird Sony got with it too. Like, we didn't mention stuff like Heavy Rain, but like Sony funding that game is really important, I think. Like, what a weird thing.
And remember,
but it's awesome.
There was that year where they were like, okay, we got an exclusive game every month. Do you remember that?
No, was it like out in retail or like an indie thing?
It was a mix.
Yeah.
But that was the year, I forget, it might have been 2011, but I think, I might be wrong. I'm remembering it iffily, but I think Infamous 2 was that year.
Okay.
SOCOM
4, maybe?
I think so.
Okay.
But there was a good year, and that was sort of the turnaround for the PS3. Because remember, the back half of the PS3 had much more success, like, universally, than the first half. But once they hit that stride with, like, amazing games, like the ones we've been talking about, like, that just, like, put the nail in the coffin.
Definitely. I feel like, I remember when the PS3 started getting good, like, I think Metal Gear Solid 4 was the first time I felt good about my PS3. Mm-hmm. But then after that, it was, like, 2009, where, like, I think October, we got Demon's Souls, Uncharted 2, and Ratchet & Clank.
Wasn't that the same years? Wasn't Arkham City that year?
I think Arkham City was 2011.
Okay.
But Arkham Asylum was 2009, though. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
That was August. Yeah, no, that game was great. We didn't mention Arkham Asylum, but that game's amazing.
It's the best Arkham game.
Yeah, it's so good.
PS3 had so many good things, especially, like, a lot of it is multi-platform stuff, like the Red Deads and Call of Duties, but, I mean, like, I played them there.
Really smart exclusives, though.
Yeah, definitely.
That I think paved the way for a lot of, like, weirder indie titles this gen, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PS3 did a lot of good stuff towards the end of its life, and that's probably why PS4 is so successful this gen.
Yeah, I mean, remember when that PS3 got announced, it was Sony at its worst. $599. You'll need 2 jobs for this. Yeah, but
plus they had PS1 games.
Yeah, they had PS1 games.
Still waiting on that.
Yeah, and they got PS2 like games on the PSN store now.
Yeah,
they're still releasing those. I wonder what's gonna happen, like if they're ever gonna stop letting me download my PS3 games again.
What do you mean?
Like, are they gonna cut off PSN support on the PS3 at some point?
I'd assume that's this year.
Dude, does that mean I can't download my games anymore? Because that'd be crazy, I think.
I think what they do is keep the store open, stop Plus support, stop...
Oh, okay.
They just stopped the streaming stuff, right? Or was the streaming not on PS3? It was on Vita and PS TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I think the store will still exist for the PS3, but I think in general, like, PS Plus support, this is the last year.
That's fine. I just want my download list to work.
Oh, I'm sure stuff you've already bought will still let you download.
Yeah, it's my one fear about digital feature and all that.
Yeah.
Also, I know we didn't mention this in news, but you know, like, that PS Now support being discontinued on PS3 and, like, Vita? Mm-hmm. But, like, they're adding PS4 games to it now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. You can play Bloodborne on your PC, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just sounds nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hope I can download my games again forever.
I mean, Sony's been pretty good with it, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nintendo the problem.
Yeah. I just want to play Red Dead without having a subscription.
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever get PS3 backwards compatibility, but... Actually, did you see the PS3 emulator work being done?
Nope.
They've got they've got Demon Souls running at like 7 frames per second on a PC right now. That feels crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you remember all the stories about the PS3 architecture being like nuts?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they can get that game running at all is kind of amazing. So hopefully we can get the PS3 preserved in good health on PC at some point, right?
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Cool.
But, yeah, so
Pour one out.
PS3 ending in Japan, probably gonna end in the US this year, unless it
Probably.
already has.
Maybe it has.
So yeah, that basically wraps up this episode. It's the 4th episode, longer in the back half, but pretty light week.
Yeah.
Again. We have, like we said earlier, we have a Gmail. You can email us your questions and we will answer. Don't know how we're going to do that yet. Probably on here, maybe a separate video weekly. But you can contact us at psfollowers@gmail.com, like said earlier. Follow our socials at psfollowers on Twitter, at PlaystationFollower on Instagram. My name you can see under my great Ape Escape icon, at OneUpChun. You can follow that. That's on Twitter. Is there any videos you want to shout out?
I don't know. Are you going to do a Ghost Recon review?
Hopefully, I can get that out this week.
That'd be cool. If not, I don't know. Any Destiny stuff happening this week?
I'm not sure. MFK had dental work done this past week, so he wasn't able to get a video out. But Danganronpa, I read that last week. Watch that if you haven't.
Yeah, buy that if you haven't. I'm sorry, but those games are good.
Yeah, very good games. So yeah, unless there's anything else you want to say, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, about wraps it up for now.
All right, well, greatness awaits, and we'll see you in the next episode.